Hey everybody, Patty Ann here. Welcome. I'm so glad you're joining me today. Let me fix my camera just a little bit. Ugh. Okay, so you can see this is going to be another Jean Freda day. You can see my sister back there. It's hard to tell which way to point. But anyway, she's back there and she's got another thing for me to do today. And this time it's going to be a shirt. I don't know where you may have seen the notification of me going live, and it may have said it was Christmas door decor, but recall that we did that last week, or maybe the week before, because last week I was sort of ill and I wasn't able to do this. But anyway, so today what it's going to be is a really cute shirt. And I'm going to show how to do it in both Cricut Design Space and in Silhouette. So I'm going to hang out a little bit and wait for a few people to join us. Let me know when you're here. Make sure you say hello so I know you're here. And we'll get started in a few minutes. Before we get started though, I have a few things down here on my table I wanted to show you. So hang on just a sec. And I'll be going down to my table in just a moment. Let's see. Gotta get to the right thing here. Sorry, but for some reason, sometimes I just can't find the live on mine. And I like to find it on my iPad here so I can follow along with what you guys are saying. So hold on just a sec. Okay, I got it now. Okay. Hey, Deborah, how are you? Yeah, I'm feeling a lot better. A lot better. It's amazing. It took 2 months. I've been sick since October 24th, and I only remember that because that was my brother's birthday, and that's when I started getting ill. But so I'm feeling really, really good. I'm pumped up. So I'm excited about today's project. I'm going to show you how to do it in Cricut Design Space because I know a lot of you have Cricuts, or you're getting new Cricuts for Christmas, or you've already gotten your Christmas present. And then I'm also going to show in Silhouette. But before we get started, I was going to show you a few things down here on my table. Do you remember the other day when I did that shirt that had all the glitter on it? And I showed you how to change it from saying 2019 to 2020. I forgot to show you when you were slicing out those pieces. These 2020 you could have kept, and actually if I had had a long sleeve shirt, I probably would have put this on the shirt of my sleeve, and I think that would have been cute. So you didn't have to waste anything. I would have saved this and put it on the long sleeve shirt. So let's see, that's one thing. And then remember, now I've shown how to do this, and I'm going to do more of this. This is where you get the free digi stamps. Now you can pay for some digital stamps or digi stamps, but you can get a lot of them for free, and they're really fun to use. And we don't need to buy all those stamps and all those, oh, I can't remember what they're called now. Child, do you remember what they're called? The little things. Hey, Carmen. What are those little things called? They're cut with a border around them. I keep on saying gimlets, but that's not it. Anyway, those little things that cut out around the shape. But we don't need those if we have a Cricut machine or a Silhouette machine, because we can just cut these out ourselves. And just after you cut them, I just color them with my marker. Well, not with my markers. I use colored pencils, and I use watercolor pencils as well. And one of the things we discovered was, even if you use watercolor pencils, you can use this thing right here. This is called a Prismacolor blender, and it has two different sides, a thick side and a thinner side. And you can use this to blend your colors, whether you're using the watercolor markers or regular, not raw watercolor markers, I'm sorry, watercolor pencils or regular pencils. It's working just fine for that. So I was able to easily put this offset, and I showed how to do this in my video that I had yesterday. But anyway, I'm still having a lot of fun coloring these, and I'll be showing you more of this as time goes on, because I think it's a really big money saver. If you don't have this software, you might want to get it if you like doing stamps and you've purchased a lot of stamps. and you see yourself purchasing a lot more, you can save a lot of money by purchasing digi stamps instead, and you can use your die cutting machine. The beauty of it is, like I said before, is you can make these any size you want them to be. Like I can make her that big, or I can make her teeny weeny like this. And if we were using stamps, of course, you'd have one size that you could use. So what I like to do is I keep them in the little folder like this. I keep them right up front, and they're right here. So if I need a card ever, I'll have these ones that are ready to go, and I can change up the sentiments. And you know how I like to make sentiments and have them ready at all times so that I can use these. So, okay. So anyway, I guess we're about ready now to get started with today's class. So let's see, I'll bring you up here to me for a sec so I can get my place organized. Okay, we're going to start with Cricut Design Space, but I am going to go to Silhouette first so I can show you what we're going to use. This is what we're going to use today, and this is something that I purchased from the Silhouette Design Store. Okay, and when I purchased it, I purchased both the Studio and the SVG, and the reason why I got the SVG version was because I wanted to be able to use this easily in Cricut Design Space. So I'm going to go to Cricut Design Space first. I've already downloaded both the Studio file for Silhouette and the SVG for Cricut. So I'm going to open my Cricut now, and here I already have done what I want to show you, and so now I'm going to show you how to do this. So let's see, what should we do? I'll get rid of the shirt maybe. Let's see. Okay, I come way over here to the right hand corner and click on this eyeball, and it allows me to get rid of the shirt. There we go. And this is what I'm attempting to do, is make it look like this right here. So in my opinion, even though it doesn't say Merry Christmas, it still can be Christmassy. Oh, you got it too, Deborah? It's beautiful, isn't it? And I think this is really cool because you can get rid of it saying Merry Christmas and just have it, you know, be a winter scene. Or, you know, if you put the star up here, it does still kind of symbolize Christmas because of the star. So anyway, here we have it. To get this into Cricut Design Space, all I did was went to upload an image, and then I had to browse, and I browsed to that file. Now the file did come in as a zipped file, so I had to unzip it, and these three things come in when you unzip it. The one that you want for Cricut Design Space is the one that says SVG. And you know what though, Tammy? If you do get it for 74 cents, you don't get the SVG. So if people are wanting to just have it for Cricut, they'll need to spend the extra. I think it ended up being $1.11 for the version for Cricut as well. So let's see. So I'm going to click on this to open it. And of course, and it says here that it contained the following items that are not supported. Text elements. I don't know what that meant for sure, other than the writing maybe here where it says Merry Christmas. But I just said okay, and it came in perfectly. So then I just saved it. And then right here's where it comes in, and you just go ahead and click on it and say insert image. Okay, so I inserted it again. Now what I'd have to do, let's get rid of this one over here, the one that was already here. So the first thing I'd want to do is resize this, and I, for my shirts, like to make things that are about 9 inches wide. So I could come up here with the locked and make the width about 9 inches or 9.5 or 10, depending on who this is for. And then I'd want to scroll in a lot so I can see it. So this one over here is way too big. And actually, I could probably get rid of this one now too. Okay. So here's what we have. We have the Merry Christmas one, and I don't really want it to say Merry Christmas. I've decided, you know, I've made a lot of Christmas shirts, and I'm ready to not have it say Merry Christmas, so it's easy to remedy that. all you have to do to get rid of the Merry Christmas is to simply come over here to where it says contour. Click on the contour button over here on the lower right hand corner. And that's going to bring up the contour image. Now mine came in really small originally, I think. So you know there's a little plus and minus down here so you can make your image bigger or smaller. So what I did first was I went up here and contoured out the words Merry Christmas. So I clicked on the large part of Merry and got rid of it. And then I noticed some of these little things are still very dark. So that means they are still going to cut out. And you know, when you contour things, you're getting rid of things that you don't want to cut out. So I don't want the inner part of that Y to cut out. So I'm going to check on that. I'm going to click on the inner part of the R and the R and the E. So let's check it out and see how this is going. So I'm going to X this out. Perfect, right? We got rid of the word Merry. So now we need to get rid of the word Christmas. So I'm just going to come over to the contour button, find the word Christmas, contour that out. Okay, most of it's gone except for you see all those inner parts, right? So I'm going to contour all those out just by clicking on them like that. And I noticed something right here, the eyes, the dot of the eye is still there, so I'll click that off. And then I can either click off of this box or I can click the X here and get rid of it. Okay, so that looks pretty nice, right? Except for the next thing I want to do, this looks awfully blank over here, and maybe you can think of another sentiment you'd like to put there. So I'll just show you real quick how to put the word hi there. Let's say I wanted to put the word, a sentiment that says hi, H-I. Okay, and where did my picture go? Pray tell. Where did that go? Okay, it's way over here. So let's move this way over this way. So what I could do to move this and know where this is going to be, I could click on this to highlight it and see the word position up here in the near the very top. I could change the word position to say the X is going to be 1 and the Y is going to be 1. So what that's going to do, it's going to put it way up here in the upper left hand corner at the 1 by 1 inch mark. So let's check it out and see if it's up there. Yep, it starts way up here. You see at the 1 inch and almost the 1 inch mark. Okay, and there's the word hi. So if I really did want to have the word hi in here, all I have to do is click on this, hold down my shift key, and click on all the trees. If you look over the layers panel, just like I was teaching the other day, if you want to slice something out, you have to have 2 layers selected and only 2. So that's all I have, so I can say slice. So now I can get rid of the word hi, and there it is. If I wanted it to say hi, but I don't want it to say hi. Yeah, so that's what I did. I'm going to Control Z, which means the same as undo, Control Z. Oh boy, but I Control Z'd all the way over there, and now I got this over here, and I'm going to move it back to the 1, 1 mark so I can find it easily when I want to. So the position for X will be 1, and Y will be 1, hit enter. And now I can go over here and find it by using this little thing here. Okay, so yep, you're right, Carmen, that's exactly what I did. I added more stars here, and I thought it looked really perfect. So the stars are easy to add. Just come over here to the shape tool, get a star, and there comes one in, and I can make it just like this. So when I use this, when I do the star in this, what I'm going to have to do is click on the star. Actually, first what I might like to do, bring the star over here and just duplicate it a bunch of times so I have a bunch of stars, right? And now I can bring this star over here. While it's selected, hold down my shift key, select this, and then say slice. So now I can get rid of that star. Bring over another star. Maybe I want to resize. Oh, but look, wait, I want to show you something. Let me show you something. When I bring over this next star, notice it went behind. Anytime you slice something, the sliced part comes to the top, so it's the top layer. So what I'd want to do then is I just want to right click on this thing and say send to the back. Then I can bring another star over, resize it if I want to. With that one selected, hold down my shift key, select the trees, and say slice. Slice that one out and bring this out. And again, I'm going to right click on this thing and say send to the back. So when I bring my next little star over, it'll be right where I want it to be. It's selected. Hold down my shift key, select the next one, and say slice. I know, I just love this too. It's so peaceful. And I can bring another one over. Oh, but look, it's behind. So, and I like it to be in the front so I can see where it's going. Whoops. So I'm going to go ahead, right click on this again and say send to the back, bring the star over, hold down that shift key. I tried that, Carmen, but I don't know if that'll work or not. Let me try it again. I'm going to slice. If I weld them all together, if I group all the stars. Okay, let me see about that. So I'll bring, oopsie, send this to the back. So I'm going to bring this star over and this star over. And I tried to do them without welding them or grouping them and it didn't work. So this will probably work. You're probably right, and I hope you are, because that's a pain to have to do it one by one. So okay, I have 4 stars here. So I'm going to grab this one, hold down my shift key, and grab these other 3. And then I'm going to group them together. And then I'm going to hold down my shift key and grab the trees. And let's see, nope, slice won't be available. But maybe if I click this, all these stars, and what if I weld them together? And now it will work, I believe, because I can click on this welded group of stars, hold down my shift key, and click this, and now slice is available. So what you have to do, if you have a bunch of pieces here, you have to weld them together. Even though they're not touching, they act as if they're just one piece. Look up here in the layers panel. Those 4 stars are just on one little layer. They're acting like one piece. And then the other layer that the other layer I have selected is this one down here. Because remember the rule for slice, you have to be, you have to have 2 things and only 2 things to slice. Yes, this is too big for a card. We found if you make it too small, these pieces don't cut very well. Matter of fact, I'm going to show you something else to do. What I suggest you do for this thing, even if you're going to make it a cut for a shirt, I recommend that you get rid of some of this stuff in here. See these little cuts right here that I'm circling? I don't really think they're necessary, and I think our trees would look just fine without them. So what I'm going to do is click on this, and I'm going to come down to the contour button again, and I'm going to contour out some of these extra little pieces that I don't think I need. So I can make this bigger if I want to. So look, here's a couple right here. I mean, really, you can see them over here in the tree, these 2 little dots, which are these 2. I don't think those are necessary, those little teeny tiny cuts. So I'm just going to click that one off and click that one off. Done. I don't need those. See, they're gone now. Let's see what else we can get rid of over here. Oopsie. Here's a bunch right here. I don't think these are necessary, so I'm going to get rid of these too. They're not going to make or break the idea that there's a tree there, and I don't know why that one won't go away. Here we go. Okay. And quite honestly, I'd probably get rid of this one right here too. And these guys. And now I'm going to click off. Why do I keep clicking one of those on? Off. There we go. So I'm going to click off, and let's see if there's anything else we think we should get rid of. Okay, this all looks pretty good. I'm not seeing anything really, really tiny. Some of these stars are a little tiny. I'll tell you what, I've ended up doing mine in glitter, and wow. It was hard to weed with this glitter that you'll see I've already done, so I didn't have to waste your time watching me try to weed it. But anyway, that's all you have to do. The other thing that I did to mine was I added a big star up at the top because I wanted this to still be kind of Christmassy, if I kind of, you know what the star is for, right? So I put a big star up there. I just thought it was really pretty. And so for mine, let's get rid of these guys down here, delete, or I could save these and let them cut. No, I don't need those. So what I did then was I just grabbed everything and grouped it. And then I went ahead and changed all of it to have the same color. And I actually made mine silver like that because I put it on a black t-shirt. And if you saw in the very beginning, I'll show you again how to make a little t-shirt if you're not familiar with this because you're new at Cricut. Oopsie daisy. I guess I don't have that grouped very well. Group. Okay. So I'm going to come up here to where it says templates. Click on that. And these are all the templates that we can use just to see what our stuff's going to look like. These don't print, they don't cut, they don't even save with your project. This is just to help us learn what things are going to look like. So I'm just going down here until I find a t-shirt. This is the one I used the other day. I'll just use it again. The ladies, whoopsie, let me move this. So if you notice when you come up here, let's click on this. So I'm coming down to the lower right hand corner and clicking where it says scoop neck t-shirts, okay? Then I can come way up here and I can change the color of the scoop neck t-shirt. And I'm going to be using a black t-shirt. And then of course I can come over here too and change the size. I can have a woman's shirt or a men's shirt, and I can change the size, small, medium, large, extra large. So actually the one I'm using right now is a men's extra large because that's what I have available here. I'm not using the shirt that Jean Freda sent because I'm going to save that for something else. So this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to just put this on here and get an idea of how well that's going to look. Now remember, I did make this, did I make it 10 inches or 9 inches wide? Let's look up here. Yeah, that's actually almost 10 inches wide. For a man's, I might like to even make it bigger. So the one that I did make was 9 inches, so it might be a little small for the t-shirt I'm making. But see, this allows you to kind of get a feel for what it's going to look like, just like that. Okay, let's see. So all I would have to do now is, I wonder why those are saying two different things. Did I make them two different colors? Not sure. But anyway, I would just go to make it. Let's see how that's going to turn out. Okay. Yep, that's good just like that. I could make it just like that. But it says it's larger than the 11.5 matte. So let me cancel this and see. Did I make that really big? So, oh, ungroup. I'm going to group these back together. Group. I guess I could even weld them so they'll be one piece like that. All right, so now let's just check one more time. Yeah, this is almost 12 inches wide. So yes, I would want to make it a lot less wide like that. Maybe, you know, so it's going to fit, whoa, not that narrow. Okay. Something like that. So now I could just go ahead and make it. And it's going to cut perfectly just like this. And I'll be able to put it on my shirt. So again, what I did was I started with an image that I got from Silhouette, and I saved it as an SVG. Then I opened the SVG file in Cricut Design Space, and I was able to use it there. So now, okay, hold on one sec. Okay, now before I go ahead, sorry, I thought Tammy was texting me, but she wasn't, someone else was. So now, before I go ahead and go to Silhouette, I'm going to show you once again the name of the number of the file. In case you want to get it, you'll go to the Silhouette store, and it says it's 74 cents here, but if you add in the SVG, which was what I did when I purchased mine, it turns out to be $1.11. So, and the number of this file is 308910. And I just think it's really cute. So, let's now get rid of this. Whoops, how do I, there it is. Okay, this is the one. I can't just, look, I'm trying to X out a picture by clicking on that. I gotta just delete it. Delete. Okay. So this is what I'm ending up with in Silhouette, and let me change its color so you can see it more clearly. So I've already done all the stuff, but I'll show you again how I do it in Silhouette. So to begin with, all I do is go to File, and I'm going to merge it right into the same page, and that's not what I want. And oh dear, let's see, was this it? Yeah, I think I got lucky. This is it. I'm going to open the Silhouette Studio file. Open. Yep, there it is. Okay. And that's what it's going to look like. I can delete mine over here. Remember, it's going to come in just like this. Now for Silhouette, to get rid of the words Merry Christmas, all we have to do is come up here to Object. And you know what I'm going to do first? I'm going to make this a lighter color so it's easier for you to see. So I'm going to change it to maybe this paler blue, or whatever color that is. So now I'm going to come up to Object, Release Compound Path, which makes all those little boxes around everything. And then click off and click back on, and I'm going to take the word Christmas out, and I'm going to take the word Merry out. And now there's some little pieces that are left here. See if you can see them if I scroll in for you. That don't really look like stars. So what these were punctuation marks in the text or the inside of letters. So I can just click on it and say delete, 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 and delete. Okay, these are all stars. Now, remember what we did over in Cricut Design Space. There were these little pieces like this, remember? These little cuts that I said we didn't need to cut because they really didn't matter. So all I had to do was click on this and say delete and delete. And I'll scroll over the other way. See what else we got. We got this right here. I'll delete and delete. Hopefully you can see these even though they're very, very light. And let's see, come over. Whoops. Here's another one, delete. And I can't remember if there was more or not. Yep, there was some more over here. So I'll delete and delete. I didn't think those were necessary at all. Excuse me. I'm just looking to see if there's anything else. I'm going to scroll out. Probably, whoopsie, I think I'll grab this all again. Okay, there must be some more because did you see those little boxes that showed up right here? And those are not part of my image. Whoopsie. Oh, I'm not going to worry about those right now because they'll be gone in a minute. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of these stars and just hit down Control and duplicate. So I'm making a bunch of them. And I'm just going to move them around willy-nilly over here, and I can resize them. And something I can do to make this easier for you to see probably is make that line size bigger. Yeah, there we go. Now you can see those better probably. So now I can just move some of these stars over wherever I'd like, and I can resize them. And so I would just keep moving some of these over here. I won't spend a whole lot of time doing it, so it won't drive you crazy. Okay, and then I'll just go ahead and make that, let's see, I'll just leave it like this. And now I'm going to go up to Object, and what I need to do is grab those ones I just did. Uh-oh, I think. Let me grab these, the darker ones. I may have just made a hard trouble for myself. All right, let's go and see. Make a compound path. Okay, there we go. So what I did was I made a compound path, and that almost got all my stars. I'm going to sneak back here and see, look, there's a bunch of stuff back there hiding. So let me hit the undo button and just let me group all of this so it stays together. And now everything should be fine, just like that. Okay, and I could add some more stars, as I said. There was one more thing that I did do over here that I didn't do over in Cricut Design Space was I saw some of these places right here. Let me scroll in for you. That seemed like that's a little overkill. So what I did was I just double clicked on this. Whoops, I have to ungroup it first. Scroll out. Look at that. That's all that stuff I don't want. I'm going to release the compound path again. So now what I'm getting is when I double click on this, I can get the nodes all over the place. And I can come over here to the very right and say simplify so there aren't as many nodes. And then what I was trying to say was there's some places in here that look like it's a little bit of overkill with all this and it's probably really tiny. So I was thinking I could get rid of some of these places. So if you followed me with node editing, you know all we have to do is come over here, and when our hand turns into a square with a diagonal line through it and a little arrow and it points to one of those nodes or points, we can click on the point, which turns it white, making it active. Then you can just hit delete on the keyboard and I got rid of it. So I could get rid of this one too if I want to. Click on that one till it's white and delete. And so that's a little bit more of a rounded shape that won't be as closely cut. So let me see, are there any more of these that I need to do? There were several that I decided to do, like maybe over here, but you know, you get the idea. All I was doing was coming in. I'll do one more spot. Let's see. Let's say this little place right here, and I'll scroll in. Let's say I don't want it to have to go in this far for here. So all I would do is to go ahead and double click on this. So you can see that there are nodes there, little points, and you'd be able to see them more clearly if I hadn't made that line so thick. But right now you'd be able to delete it because that's the active node. I can delete this one now since it's the active node. And I'd probably want to delete this one. So now it's not going in there quite so far. I just look for some spots like that on here just to make it easier for me and my machine, especially when I'm weeding it, because this thing was a bit of a pistol to weed, I'll tell you that much. Let me get rid of this. Go back one more time now to this and go back to Object, make a compound path, so all my little stars show up again, and now all these little crazy spots that I thought I had gotten rid of are back. So I'm going to get rid of these, and again when I double click I get the nodes, so I can go one by one. See this node right here, the white one is active. I can hit the delete on my keyboard and it's going to get rid of those one by one like that every time I hit delete, or I can hold down my shift key and grab a bunch of them at one time and hit delete. And it's really weird, my machine's running a little bit slowly right now, but it's working. So I'm just going to do that one like one at a time because it was close to that star. Same with this one, one at a time. So most times you wouldn't have to do what I'm doing right here. I just did this out of order, but it still works. Anyway, so what I would do is just continue getting rid of this one, and looks like that's the last one. And then the next thing I would do is if I was using the Cameo, I would resize this to make sure it's going to fit on my shirt, and I'd make it probably about a 9 or 10 again. And then I would just go over here to send, and I just highlight it, and right now I could either say cut edge. If I say cut edge, well, either one of these will work this time. Cut edge or cut, so you can see what it's going to cut. I put mine on vinyl glitter, and by the way, I did use a Cricut vinyl that I purchased. Let me see. I got this Cricut Iron-On Metallics value pack. I'm not sure why she got me the value pack. That's a lot of glitter. Gold and silver. And I thought the silver would look really pretty for winter on the black shirt. So that's what I'm going to use. And let me get myself organized again. Move some of this stuff out of the way. All right, so go back here. All right, so it's ready to be made. So as I said, I made it vinyl glitter, and I changed my speed and that kind of thing after I did several tests, because I wasn't sure what to set the Cricut vinyl glitter on my Cameo, and that's the one I used to cut it. Although I could have cut it very easily on my Cricut machine as well. So if you look down here again, you'll see that I've already cut it out, and for some reason it keeps curling up. Oh, I need to turn on my easy press. Keeps curling up. So what I'm going to do is just take this and kind of pat it down, so make sure it's not going to curl when I put it on my shirt. Okay, hopefully it's going to stay until I'm ready. I don't know if you can see how cool this is going to be, but I'll show you in a minute. So what I've got to do now is I'm waiting for my easy press to heat up. Then of course I will heat this first to get out any kind of moisture or wrinkles. So I said this is a man's extra large, so I'm not sure what man will want to wear this, but anyway, let's see, what are you guys talking about while I'm waiting for this to heat? Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, was she trying to get the number of the item? It's so pretty, isn't it? I love it. Oh, that'd be pretty, Tammy. Put it on a canvas. Yeah, it doesn't work for a card. Okay, it looks pretty good. I don't see any pressing questions, and this thing is just about heated up. So, what value pack are y'all talking about? Carmen, you said you love the value pack? What value pack? Did I miss something? Begin. I'll just start. Whoopsie. Uh-oh. Gotta go around this way. All right, so I'm just gonna preheat this. And we always know to do that because that gets out the wrinkles and the moisture. And we want it to adhere really well. Let's put this on here again. And then I'm going to get this out. I like to put mine about 3 inches or 3 fingers down from the top. So look, these are curling again, so I want to make sure nothing curls, which some of these treetops are. I don't know why it's coming off the cover sheet. This is really cute. I love this, you know, because I love the woodland, all the woodland animals. You know, we have a tree that we leave up all year in our house. It's a fir tree, like a Christmas tree, but has woodland animals on it. Okay, that is ready. So again, I'm just making sure nothing's folded under where it shouldn't be. All right, and as I've always said before, I like to use a cover sheet. And so I'm going to do this at 320 degrees for 15 seconds. Then I'm going to turn it over and do the back as well. Oh, the value pack. Oh, the one that I got. Yeah. Okay, so I need to start this. The men love deer. Because what, they like to hunt them? It's deer here in South. Men love deer. Do they eat them? Hunt them and eat them? I forgot I told you that's what those were, value packs. You really do get a lot. Oops, I forgot to set my start my timer. So I think I'll just do a 7 till it gets to 7. Okay. So let's see how this worked out. And you know what I forgot to look up, you guys? I forgot to look up to see if glitter is a cold peel or a hot peel. So I'm going to sneak a peek and see if it's going to come off. All right. Must be okay for a hot peel because it's doing beautifully. Wow, this is so pretty. Oh, I love it. Love it. Oh my gosh. All right. Let's see. Carmen says, yeah, my husband would not wear that. No, mine wouldn't either. He had me make him a shirt that says, caution, does not play well with others. Ha ha ha. Yeah, no, my husband would never wear this. You know what, though? It could be good for an ugly Christmas, or, yeah, Christmas sweater for them. Maybe. So I'm just giving this a little bit more on the front just because. And then I'll turn it over to the back and do the back as well. But let me show you first. Can you see it pretty? Oh. I don't know if you can see it sparkle. Probably not. Can you see it sparkle? Oh, let me turn it over on the other side. It's making me smile, I'll tell you that. You know what though? I might just be able to wear this underneath a sweater or something, that, or a shirt that I have unbuttoned, so you can just see that pretty part. So I'll just do this. Half the time here and half the time on this side. Okay. All right, let me, oh, you know what else I forgot, you guys? When I was doing this, hey, I'm gonna do this. When I was weeding this, you remember those stars I weeded out? I had a few of them. Wouldn't this be cute to just put some of these around? Because I can. But where did they all go? I must have knocked them on the floor while I was playing around, darn it. Because I had more than two, obviously. Darn. Well, I'll just put, oh, wait. Nope, that's not it. Anyways, I'll just put these two on here for now. But aren't those cute? I could have saved more of those little stars and put them on. So I'm going to put those two on there right now. Because I think they're precious. Wow. 7 degrees, Rebecca. Woohoo. Okay, that should be good. Okay. Good. I just think it's so precious. All right, so that's it. That has turned out really nicely. And I'll tell you the number of the pattern that I use too. And again, if you're just going to use it for your Cricut machine, make sure you get the SVG version. If you're just going to use it for silhouette, you can just get the silhouette file, so it saves some money. So, thank you, Deborah. I think it's really pretty too. I just love it. It's so peaceful. The one thing I was wanting to make this out of was my favorite, you know, the flock, because it feels so smooth. This is a little bit of a rough feel, but it's not too bad. Let's see what it feels like inside. No, it's not going to be bad at all. Oh, I really like that. Wow, I just like glitter so much. Did you notice my fingernails? You probably can't see them. I got my fingernails done. My friend talked me into going the other day, and I got bling. Anyway, well, let me see if you guys have any questions. I don't know what the temperature is here because my phone's up there. 55. Chow, you're probably cold too, right? Tammy, what is it down in your neck of the woods? What's the temp? Flip-flops on Christmas. Wow. The heater's been on for you, Chow. Wow. 44 Northern Cali. So, Carmen, are you freezing also then? No, my husband, hey Deborah, my husband loves deer too, but he would never wear the glitter shirt. Except for that one time, well, a couple times, we went to one of those ugly Christmas sweater parties, and he found some woman's vest that was all decorated up and fancy that he wore. surprisingly. I was really shocked. Oh, Rebecca, you noticed my nail polish. I see you way back there. Yes, it sparkles. Thank you. All right, so Tammy, I see already put the number in for you guys. Yep. Thank you. Huh. Thanks, Stephanie. I like them. Warm Christmas in Louisiana, probably 48. No, your heater is on. Oh, yours is on too, Carmen? Wow. Snowing in Pennsylvania. Hey, Laura, what part of Pennsylvania are you from? I grew up in the suburbs of Pittsburgh. 48 is cold. Wow. Windy, rainy, and cold there, Stephanie. Oh, do you get snow over there, Stephanie, or just rain and cold? Mm. Get back over here. Okay. Well, I guess that's about it for now. I hope some of you have been trying out the digi stamps, because that's a lot of fun. Tammy and I have been having fun coloring and trying to learn how to color. And as I said in the very beginning, we've learned that you can just use the regular colored pencils and that little blending tool, this one here, that I use from Prismacolor, has two different ends, a skinny tiny end and a thicker end, and this works with regular colored pencils. I kind of thought it only worked with the watercolor ones, but it works with regular ones as well. So what I'm doing, if you weren't here in the beginning, is I'm just going to start making a bunch of these things, especially for my cards for kids that I'm making. And when I make them, I'm just going to put them in this little folder that I have. And when I need to have a cute little thing to put on someone's card, I'll have a bunch of them that I've already colored, because you know, if I'm upstairs, not down here working and just kind of watching TV, this one doesn't look good when you see it because of the colors on my green screen. But anyway, I can watch TV or watch a movie with the family. If the family was here, they're all out west. Keep begging them to send me pictures of the grandbabies. They act like I'm killing them. But anyway, yes, but not too often in Scotland. Okay, let's see. Was that you, Tammy? I just heard a ding. Gotta look and see. Nope. Jean's? Oh, that's Jean's friend, Laura. Oh, Laura, you're in Pittsburgh then, right? You just moved to Pittsburgh area, didn't you? Y'all hear that noise? You remember last week when they were putting in our generator? They're still working on it. But anyway, yeah. Oh, well, Laura, good to have you. I hope you get settled into Pittsburgh and learn to love it. It's a nice place, so. Yeah, sometime we all ought to just get together and on Zoom, because we can talk to each other and see each other, and we can just color together, have a little coloring party. That'd be kind of fun, don't you think? Get together on Zoom. So, all right, well, I guess that's about it for today. Let's see what Carmen said. So much fun today. I definitely will be getting this SVG. Great. Thanks, Carmen. You have a blessed day too. Bye. Hey, Laura. Yeah, okay, I didn't realize that was you. Good to see you. I'll post a great tip for DigiStamps. Sweet! We're over in our silhouette group or the cutting up with Patty Ann. Either one would be good. That's wonderful. Yeah. That'd be fun, Chow. If you want to do it, Tammy probably play along too. Anybody else, let me know if you want to get together and have a coloring party where you can just sit around and chat and do whatever we're doing. You're welcome, Deborah. Thank you. All right. Bye, you guys. See you again soon. Saturday. For those of you on Patreon. You're welcome, Chow. Thanks for coming. Bye. Now.